Hi everyone, Jess here at Aviation Festival Asia. Today I'm joined with Jeff Pan, Chief Product Officer at AirAsia Teleport. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So Southeast Asia in particular has been identified as prime for rapid expansion of startups. How would you describe the startup ecosystem in the APAC region as a whole?
Yeah, so I think there's two consistent themes that happen with the successful startups in Southeast Asia. I think the first one is founder profile, and the second one is going to be taking advantage of the geography. So with founder profile, I think what's a little bit different here in Southeast Asia versus North America and Europe is that most of the successful startups here kind of came from either a second generation unicorn, for example, they came from Grab or one of Tokopedia. Whereas in North America or Europe, it's a little bit more common to see a startup founder with zero previous success actually build a unicorn. And I think the second one is geography, right? So I think you're going to Thailand in a couple days, right? So if you look at the map of every single country in Southeast Asia, every single one has a different messaging platform. So you better download Line. Has a different messaging platform and a different payments infrastructure. So if you can use those to your advantage, actually you build a nice little moat.
Fantastic. And then what would you say needs to change for the aviation industry to rival other sectors in terms of digital services?
Yeah, so I think tech is a very different mindset than aviation. You would never ask a tech person to go fly an airplane. But I think what we've seen is the rise of the importance of tech and infrastructure in airlines. Recently, I think it was Lufthansa and United, both of their airlines were completely grounded because of an IT outage. So, as aviation actually becomes more of a tech company, you're going to see a growing importance in people who are digital first.
What do you see as the biggest barriers to innovation in the industry and how can they be addressed?
Yeah, so the tricky thing here is that aviation is quite complex. So there's always going to be this balance between understanding the aviation industry and also coming from a tech background. In most businesses, for example, ride hailing, you can go in with zero context and understand it quite well, but aviation is quite complex. So this is an industry where it requires and demands a great deal of technology and tech experts, but also a deep, nuanced understanding of the industry as a whole.
Okay, that's really interesting. And then something that's obviously taken the world a bit by storm is ChatGPT and generative AI more widely. Can you describe the significance of this and maybe suggest where we'll be seeing it make tangible changes to the industry, if any?
Cool. You might get a different response on this from different people, but we're actually doing a session here in a live demo. So I don't think it's going to make any massive changes, right? You probably won't see it customer facing anytime soon. Where I think it actually has a tremendous impact is on elevating productivity across your entire company by 1% to 5%, right? I think most people are starting to use it on a day-to-day basis. At AirAsia Teleport, we actually teach a ChatGPT course to our internal employees, showing them all the different tricks that they can do it and how to integrate it with their spreadsheets, how to integrate it with their day-to-day workflows. So we've seen a tremendous uplift on productivity. Their writing has, especially in Kuala Lumpur where English is not their first language, we've seen a tremendous improvement in their writing. Some of their emails are phenomenal now. So I think that's the biggest change.
That's really interesting. So seeing it perhaps more in the slightly behind the scenes than this sort of shock out front of house change.
Yeah, it's a tool, right? It helps you write better emails. It helps you do research faster. Yeah, but I don't think we'll ever see it have these tremendous change, although it's changing every single week, so who knows?
That's great. So which trends do you foresee having the greatest impact on the industry in the next 3 years?
So for me, it's about accessibility, right? So things like data science, things like ChatGPT were out of reach. And all of a sudden, every day, we've noticed that they're more and more accessible. So I think the greatest impact is that you can now build a data science team very quickly. You can build a mobile app, all of these things without developers, right? You can access ChatGPT, without an AI thing, right? So the accessibility of these things has a tremendous, profound impact across the entire organization. And I think that's where we're going to see a lot of the changes.
What do you enjoy about coming to Aviation Festival Asia?
So I think it's a tremendous opportunity to see what's in the future, right? Aviation as an industry has been around for a while, but this is an industry with millions of flights a year. There's tremendous opportunity to move people around the world. And we see tremendous innovation happening every year. Teleport didn't even exist several years ago, right? And now we get a chance to meet other folks in air cargo. We get a chance to meet other folks in aviation tech. There's a lot of things that we see behind the scenes, and we get a chance to see it here first.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming.
No worries. Thank you for having me.